Thursday. Tonight, Mom came up to my room, and she had a flyer in her hand. As soon as I saw it, I knew exactly what it was. It was an announcement that the school was having tryouts for a winter play, which is The Wizard of Oz. Man, I should have thrown that thing out when I saw it on the kitchen table. I begged her not to make me sign up. The school plays are always musicals, and the last thing I need is to have to sing a solo in front of the whole school. But all my begging seemed to do was make mom more sure I should do it. Mom said the only way I was going to be well rounded was by trying different things. Dad came in my room to see what was going on. I told Dad that Mom was making me sign up for the school play, and that if I start going to play practice, it would totally mess up my weightlifting schedule. I knew that would make Dad take my side, but Dad and Mom argued for a few minutes. But Dad was no match for Mom. So that means tomorrow I've got an audition for the school play. Friday. The play they're doing this year is The Wizard of Oz. A lot of kids came wearing costumes for the parts they were trying out for. I've never even seen the movie of The Wizard of Oz, so for me, it was like walking into a freak show. Sorry about that, if you heard it. This is Mrs. Norton, the music director, made everyone sing My Country, This of Thee, so she could hear our voices. I think my singing tryouts with a bunch of other boys, whose mom made them come too. I tried to sing as quiet as possible, but of course I got singled out anyway. What a lovely soprano! I have no idea what a soprano is, but for the way some of the girls were giggling, I knew it wasn't a good thing. Tryouts went on forever. The grand finale was auditions for Dorothy, who I guess is the lead character in this play, and who should try out first but Patty Farrell. Tap 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 tap. I thought about trying out for the part of the witch, because I heard in that play the witch does all sorts of mean things to Dorothy, who which Patty Farrell plays. But then somebody told me there's a good witch and a bad witch, and with my luck, I ended up getting picked to be the good one. Monday. I was hoping Mrs. Norton would just cut me from the play, but today she said that everyone who tried out was going to get a part. So lucky me. Mrs. Norton showed the Wizard of Oz movie, so everyone would know the story. I was trying to figure out what part I should play, but pretty much every character has to sing and or dance. At one point or another. But about halfway through the movie, I figured out what part I want to sign up for. I'm going to sign up to be a tree, because one, they don't have to sing, and two, they get to beam Dorothy with apples. Getting to pick Patty Farrell for apples in front of a live audience would be my dream come true. I may actually have to thank Mom for making me do this play once it's all over. After the movie ended, I signed up to be a tree. Unfortunately, a bunch of other guys had the same idea as me, so I guess there are a lot of guys who have a bone to pick with Patty Farrell. Wednesday. Well, like Mom always says, be careful what you wish for. I got picked to be a tree, but I don't know if that's such a good thing. The tree costumes don't actually have armholes, so I guess the rules are any apple throwing. I should probably feel lucky that I got a speaking part at all. They had too many kids trying out and not enough roles, so they had to start making up characters. Ronnie James tried out to be the Tin Man, but he got stuck with being the shrub, which is basically a bush. Friday. Remember how I said I was lucky to get a speaking part? Well, today I found out I only have one line in the whole play. I say when Dorothy / Patty Farrell, who plays Dorothy, picks an apple off my branch. Pluck. Ouch. That means I have to go to a 2-hour practice every day just so I can say one stupid word. I'm starting to think Ronnie James got a better deal as a shrub. He found a way to sneak a video game into his costume without Mrs. Norton finding out or anyone else. And I bet that really makes the time go by for him. Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. So now I'm trying to think of ways to get Mrs. Norton to kick me out of the play. But when you only have one word to say, it's really hard to mess up your lines. Pluck. Ouch. December. Thursday. The play is only a couple days away, and I have no idea how we're going to pull this thing off. First of all, nobody has bothered to learn their lines, and that's all Mrs. Norton's fault. During rehearsal, Mrs. Norton whispers everyone lines in from the side of the stage, and I have to admit something else about this. Some kids have messed up some of their lines. I'll get you, my pretty. I'll get that you're pretty. I wonder how it's going to go next Tuesday when Mrs. Norton sits at her piano 30 feet away from us. Another thing that's screwing everything up is that Mrs. Norton keeps adding new scenes and new characters. Yesterday, she brought in this first grader to play Dorothy's dog, Toto. But today, the kid's mom came in and said she wanted her to try to walk around on two legs because crawling around on all four would be too distracting. So now we've got a dog that's going to be walking around on its hind legs for the whole show. But the worst change is that Mrs. Norton actually wrote a song that us trees have to sing, which basically includes me since I signed up to be a tree. She said everyone deserves a chance to sing in the play. So today we spent an hour learning the worst song that's ever been written. We three trees. Thank God Roger won't be in the audience to see me humiliate myself. Mrs. Norton said the play is going to be a for occasion, and I knew there was no way Roger was going to wear a tie for a middle school play. But today wasn't all bad. Toward the end of the practice, Archie Kelly tripped over Ronnie James and chipped his tooth because he couldn't stick his arms out to break his fall. Gah! Gah! Sorry. Gah! So the good news is they're letting us trees carve out almost for the performance. Tuesday. Tonight was the big school production of The Wizard of Oz play. The first time that things were not going to go well happened before the play even started. I was peeking through the curtain to check out how many people showed up to see the play, and guess who was standing right up front? My brother Wojciech, wearing a clip-on tie. He must have found out I was singing, and he couldn't resist the chance to see me embarrass myself. The play was supposed to start at 8 p.m., but it got delayed because Ronnie James had stage fright. You figured that someone whose job was to just sit on the stage and do nothing could just suck it up for one performance/play. But Ronnie wouldn't budge, and eventually his mom had to carry him off. The play finally got started around 8:30 p.m. and the play got delayed 30 minutes. Nobody could remember their lines, just like I predicted. But Mrs. Norton kept things moving along with her piano. The kid who played Toto brought a stool on a pile of comic books onto the stage, and that totally ruined the whole dog effect. When it was time for the forest scene, me and the other trees hopped into our positions. The curtains rose, and when they did, I heard Manny's voice, and he said, "Bubby!" Great. I had been able to keep that nickname quiet for 5 years, and now all of a sudden the whole town knew it. I could feel about 300 pair of eyeballs pointing my way. So I did some quick ad-libbing, and I was able to deflect the embarrassment over to Archie Kelly. "I think you dropped an apple, Bubby." But the major embarrassment was still on the way. When I heard Mrs. Norton play the first few bars of We Do Trees, I felt my stomach jump. I looked at the audience, and I noticed Roger was holding a video camera. I knew that if I sang the song and Roger recorded it, he would keep the tape forever and use it to humiliate me for the rest of my life. I didn't know what to do, so when the time came to start singing, I just kept my mouth shut. We three trees from yonder glen. For a few seconds there, things went okay. I figured out if I didn't technically sing the song, then Roger won't have anything to hold over my trees. But after a few seconds, the other trees noticed I wasn't singing. I guess they must have thought I knew something that they didn't. So they stopped singing too. Do spy maiden, fair and sweet. Now the three of us were just standing there, not saying a word. Mrs. Norton must have thought we forgot the words of the song, because she came over to the side of the stage and whispered the rest of the lyrics to us. "So we are rooted to our spot. She doth move on lighter feet." The song is only about 33 minutes long, but to me, it felt like an hour and a half. I was just praying the curtains would go down so we could hop off the stage. That's when I noticed Patty Farrell sitting in the wings, and if looks could kill, us trees would be dead. She probably thought we were ruining the chances and making it to the Broadway or something. If it's not the Broadway reason, then I have no clue of why she was mad. Seeing Patty stand there reminded me why I decided to be a tree in the first place. Clonk. Pretty soon, the rest of the trees started throwing apples, too. I think the person who played Toto even got in on the act. Somebody knocked the glasses off of Patty's head, and one of the lenses broke. Mrs. Norton had to shut down the play after that, because Patty can see 2 feet in front of her without her glasses while she's blind. Which happens only when she doesn't have her glasses. After the play was over, my family went home together. Mom had bought a bouquet of flowers, and I guess they were supposed to be for me. But she ended up tossing them in the trash can on the way out the door. And she was mad as well, by the way. I just hope that everyone who came to see the play was as entertained as I was. Wednesday. Well, if one good thing came out of the play, it's that I don't have to worry about the Bubby nickname anymore. I saw Archie Kelly getting hassled in the hallway after fifth period today, so it looks like I can finally start to breathe a little easier. Harder, Bubby. Psh, shove. Sunday. With all this stuff going on at school, I haven't even had time to think about Christmas, and it's less than 10 days away. In fact, the only thing that tipped me off that Christmas was coming was when Roger put his wishes upon the refrigerator. Roger's wish list. 1. New dreams. 2. New van. 3. Shrunken head. I usually make a big wish list every year, but this Christmas, all I really want is this video game called Twisted Wizards. Tonight, Manny was going through the Christmas catalog, picking out all the stuff he wants with a big red marker. Manny was circling every single toy in the catalog. He was even circling really expensive things like a giant motorized car and stuff like that. So I decided to step in and give him some big brotherly advice. I told him that if he circled stuff that was too expensive, he was going to end up with a bunch of clothes for Christmas. I said he should just pick 3 or 4 medium priced gifts, so he'd end up with a couple of things he actually wanted for Christmas for his gifts. But of course, Minnie just went back to circling everything again. So I guess he'll just have to learn the hard way. When I was 7, the only thing I really wanted for Christmas was a Barbie dream house. And not because I like girl toys, like Roger said. I just thought it would be really awesome for my toy soldiers. When Mom and Dad saw my wish list that year, they got in a big fight over it. Dad said there was no way he was getting me a doll house, but Mom said it was healthy for me to experiment with whatever kind of toys I wanted to play with, and even with new things that I haven't had. Believe it or not, Dad actually won that argument. Dad told me to start my wish list over and pick some toys that were more appropriate for boys. But I have a secret weapon when it comes to Christmas. My Uncle Charlie always gets me whatever I want, and I told him I wanted the Barbie dream house, and he said he'd hook me up. On Christmas, when Uncle Charlie gave me my gift, it was not what I asked for. He must have walked into the toy store and picked up the first thing he saw that had the word Barbie on it. So if you ever see a picture of me where I'm holding a beach fun Barbie, now at least you know the whole story. Dad wasn't really real happy when he saw what Uncle Charlie got me. He told me to either throw it out, or give it away to charity. But I kept it anyway. And okay, I admit I took it out and played with it once or twice. That's how I ended up in the emergency room 2 weeks later with a pink Barbie shoe stuck on my nose. And believe me, logic has never let me hear the end of that